Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? That dating channel coming at you on a Monday, the 27th of February, 2023. Today we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of men have to be made aware of. I don't want to say men in general, but like men sometimes ignore their girlfriend or wife's birth control and birth control habits and generally like their menstrual cycle and how that affects the relationship. I have literally been one of those psychopaths. They're like, yo, you should be getting your period anytime soon, so we got to make sure shit's on point, because if anything outside that window isn't right, I start to be like, what the fuck's going on now? You might call me psycho, you might say I'm too paranoid, but I'm one of those guys that definitely doesn't want to have kids. I'm not looking to have kids. And if my girlfriend has any issues outside of what I deem the norm, okay, it takes about a year or two to kind of figure out your lady, what her habits are, her mood swings, and how birth control affects attractiveness. And that's what I wanted to hone in on today, because in my experiences, women treat you differently depending whether they are on birth control or not. Case in point, women tend to fuck you on the first date pretty quickly if they're ovulating. And women right now are going, no, I don't. But are you way hornier when you're ovulating? Are you more... Is your attraction level to the opposite sex totally different than when you are on birth control? Have you ever wondered, how the fuck did I end up with this man? And then come to figure out you hooked up with him when you were like ovulating, or the opposite could be true, where you pick a man based on the regulation of your hormones, meaning a woman that picks a man to be a partner while she's on birth control and her hormones are being regulated to maintain a certain level might drastically change if she gets off of birth control. And we'll talk about how that literally affects relationships in a potentially bad way. Because if your woman picked you while she was on birth control, and then for whatever reason, the doctor changes her birth control, or she decides to go all natural and stops putting, deodorant on because all of a sudden she's worried about aluminum. Meanwhile, she's drinking Diet Coke like there's no fucking end of tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow. Usually, it changes their mood, changes their attraction level to you, and we'll talk about my specific situations when it comes to that, and then how it can affect you in a relationship. We'll talk about it and talk some shit for a little bit. So we'll say hi to the people here as always. We're going to talk to, say hi to, I'm hung so low, Melissa, the pretty lady with the cookies. I'm thinking EPA must be in here somewhere. Nat Jew, Mr. Mustang, Rebel 6, Anthony Eliza's, Nat Jew again, Pito Chiquito, Dame Chiquito says, what's up, you non-40 hour a week peasants? Blake Bethune, Jesus Perez, Redbird, Frankosaurus Rex, Blazing Angel X, Alfredo Diaz, SVT Junkie says, you're not too paranoid. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Never understood some people shaming people for not wanting to have kids. This is a great topic. I had this conversation at dinner last week. My girl was on Depo, fun time to be able to nut in it, but she was a different person sometimes. She gained a little weight, now back to normal with boring ass rubbers. Okay, that's the one. So I have been in 2 long-term relationships, and in my first long-term relationship with a great girl, Puerto Rican chick, she was not on birth control. It was 100% up to me. And we used the conventional, I took care of it, meaning I wore the rubbers, all this and this and that. But every once in a while, you want to feel that thing in its absolute glory, because it's just fucking awesome, right? So you're in there and you're like, wow, I never want to go back to condoms. But because I'm a paranoid guy and I want to make sure I don't want to have kids, I said, well, it's either this or we're going to do the pull-out method and hope that I pull out in time. Now, luckily, I have a 6 year track record. I've been okay. I've never even been close or had a hiccup or anything like that. But that's not to say it can't happen. So while we were doing that, when she was not on birth control, when me and her got together, boy, it was wonderful. Yes, she had, days where she was much more, she wanted sex a lot more and days where she didn't as much. But when she was wanting sex, it was very, very aggressive, very passionate. And the woman was just, women are, in my opinion, in their natural state when they're like ravenous for dick, the best, honestly. And that's usually off of birth control when they're right about to ovulate or during ovulation. That's when they're sucking all the dicks. And it's fun. And if you're in a relationship with a woman that doesn't use birth control, it's awesome because it could be a steady sex drive, and then it's insanely heightened out of nowhere, and it's different. It's, wow, this is cool. So then she got on birth control, and it was like someone turned off the faucet for, the pussy faucet. It was just not coming. I was like, what? How come the puss isn't as often or isn't consistent like I was getting? A month or two ago, she goes, it's just, I'm not in the mood because I think this birth control is kind of messing with my hormones. And while I used to be ravenous and crazy, now I'm very regulated and normal. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't think she found me as attractive on birth control. I think the type of birth control that you're on can also adversely affect your hormones. So if you guys get with a girl that you guys have an insane, passionate sex life, and you then decide, okay, I don't want to have a baby, one of us has to get on birth control, and she decides to get on birth control, depending on the type of birth control, it can change her hormones so much that her attraction to you is lessened by a lot. And the WAP isn't whapping. It's like WAD, like dry. It's dad. It's dry. DAP. It's DAP. It's not WAP. It's DOP. Dry ass pussy. So you got to understand, what birth control can do. So we ended up at the end of the day having her get off of birth control full time. And it was 100% up to me. And look, you play the percentages, and I'm telling you, maybe I have control, or maybe I've mastered my manhood. A lot of you haven't, but I've mastered it, and I'm just the pull-out method seemed to work, no problem. Second relationship, she was on birth control, and I think that affected her attraction to me initially, because I think on birth control, her attraction to me was based on a steady diet of the same regulated hormone. So she's like, I like him. But the moment she went off birth control, the mood swings were so aggressive that, like, my first relationship, she loved me and loved me more when she was ready to get some of this dick. My last relationship, you could tell she was liked me a lot on birth control, and off of birth control, she legit hated me one day, or maybe resented me, and then couldn't get enough dick. And it was too much of a variable to make me go, this isn't consistent enough for me. Ladies, we like consistency. We are weirded out by you freaking the fuck out one day. One day you're a cock gobbler, and the next day you don't even want dick. And we go, wait a minute, are you a cock sucker, or are you just some prude all of a sudden? So I was living with someone that would gobble dick all day, and then all of a sudden not gobble dick for weeks on end. And I'm like, well, what the hell do I end up with? And dating, understand this, guys, dating women in their sexual peak, and we talked about women in their sexual peak, are insane cock gobblers. They're in their sexual peak, 35 and up. They're the same, horny all the time. So maybe that's why men like that about older women, where they can go, I'd rather date an older woman that is always looking for dick than a woman that one day is fine, the next day she's crying, the next day she's watching Twilight, then The Notebook, and then you're like, what in the fuck is going on? I can't deal with the variable in attitude changes when it comes to off of birth control. On birth control, she's going to be more steady state. It's like driving on the highway. Nothing changes. You're on cruise control. You know what to expect. But when you are off of birth control, it's like driving in the hills. You never know what turns are going to happen, how the car is going to react, how you're going to react to those turns. So be mindful of that when you're dating. That when you're dating, your decision to go on or get off of birth control can really adversely affect your relationship in such a way. Guys, get ready for no sex to happen or a ton of sex to happen. And sometimes us men maybe don't want the pussy all the time. Maybe we came home from a hard day of work and the last thing we want to do is produce an erection. And women go, well, what's the big deal? I'm sorry, ladies. You could literally slap some lubricant in your twat and you can get fucked and probably have an okay time. We have to produce a rock hard erection. And if I am tired after busting my ass and maybe my boss chewed me out and was like, you fucked up and you're just feeling some type of way. But the last thing we want is a girl that we expect to be even keel to be ravenous for dick. And we're like, bro, I ain't feeling it. Sorry. And they're like, what's wrong? All you have to do is get an erection. Oh, really? You think that's not like a fucking gigantic feat? It's probably the hardest thing to do, where a man has to produce one, keep it when he really doesn't want to, just to satisfy your hormone crazy ass. We'll talk about it. Have you experienced a woman coming off or going on birth control and it affected your relationship one way or the other, positively or extremely negatively? Let us know about it. We'll talk about it. Take your questions, comments, concerns, and any other dating style questions for about an hour, actually about 40 minutes or so. Then we'll do Bumble swipes and then we'll get out of here and entertain you for about an hour on this Monday. 94 says, first live I've caught in a while. Fernando Perez says, just clocked out. Looks like another 70-hour work week. My girl got on it recently, remembering what's said here to see what happens. Correct. So a lot of women want to feel you. Okay. So then you have to trust that if you're going to nut in it, that you're going to, you got to have that insanely difficult conversation where are you going to abort this kid if I happen to nut in you while you're on birth control and us not trying to have a kid? Or are you going to have it? You really have to have that conversation. And it is uncomfortable, but you got to have that conversation. And if a woman ever says, well, if we have a kid while trying not to have a kid, I know the act itself is attempting to have a kid, but we don't want to get the job done. We just want to practice. So if a pregnancy happens after we've had this talk, actually the talk, depending on your answer, I'll pull right out. And I've literally had women in my life that I've been dating for a long time where we have that talk and I pull out anyway. And they go, what are you doing? And I'm literally, I just want to make extra sure that I don't want to nut in you. And they're sad about it. And I'm like, look, if you are 25 to 37, 38, 39, I am not, if we're dating, I am not busting in it unless your shit's gutted. Like, if the only way I'll bust in it if it's as gutted as a Houston car. There's no fucking way I'm busting in it unless it's tin can gutted. If you still have the equipment, I'm not busting in it because I don't trust you. So when I dated women my age and older, and I highly doubt, the percentages are highly unlikely, that a woman that still has her junk and has kids and hasn't had a kid for 20 years wants a brand new kid with some rando they met off of Bumble. Facts, says Jared Wells. Be like, do just even, wait, Jesus Christ, facts. Be like, do just even like me anymore, not wanting to smash. Oh my God. I don't know what the fuck he just says. The shot can be crazy. Just drop big loads. This sounds like you need the Venturi effect. I got snipped shooting blanks. Believe it or not, Christopher, that is not 100%. I understand you're still busting, but there's no fish in the ocean. You're split-acking, but there are no fish in the ocean. I don't trust that. And to be honest, I know someone that works in like medical malpractice, and there have been situations that all you need to tell me that there is a possibility that something can happen during a vasectomy. And how long do you have to wait after you get a vasectomy until you can fuck again? 4 weeks? Yeah, that's not going to happen. What about emotions when they get on it? Not even sexual emotions. They get more emotional over anything that could be the opposite. could be cold-hearted. That's what I mean. I'm not just talking sexual. I'm talking about their perception of you. I've heard of women that are on birth control or off birth control, and if you breathe the wrong way, you chew the wrong way, if you happen to grab a fork and drag it across the plate the wrong way, they lose their fucking mind. And that is a woman problem. And I kind of feel for them because they want to have control of their procreation. They want to have their right to control their own destiny when it comes to procreation. But the natural hormones and the natural ways that men are attracted to you. Ladies, you smell different to us when you're ovulating. You look different. You're giving signs that you are ready to get some of this bitcho. When you don't, you don't. When you are on birth control, you give off a nothing vibe. You're just you. Don't get me wrong. Some women are super cute and they love to fuck on birth control. But generally, when you're not on birth control, it is the attraction level is more primal. We are on you because of nature's way of telling us I need to procreate with this woman based on hormones, based on pheromones, based on every physical sign you're giving us to say I'm ready. But when that is taken away, I think that's a disservice to women. Now, I am not a opponent of birth control. If a woman wants to be on birth control, more power to her. That's fine. You got to understand, when it comes to attracting a man, I think that can sometimes work against you. Let's say you're horny all the time, above average horny, and you definitely don't need help being horny as a woman. A man is going to find you more attractive based on natural things than not just your beauty. Your beauty's great, but there's certain untold characteristics that women hold that, in my opinion, come from nature that you can't even explain. And the moment you block that, if you use something to regulate your cycle to your liking and you block the natural ability to attract a man, well, that makes your job a little harder. And your decision making. There are some just primal ladies. I know there's a couple of ghost watchers on the chat, but they're not going to say nothing. But have you ever been attracted to a guy and you have no fucking reason, no idea why? Like, have you ever been attracted to some dude that you're like, I don't even think he's that attractive, but something attracts me to this guy that I can't keep my hands off him? Well, that is nature. And let's say you're off of birth control while that's happening. While on birth control, you wouldn't even give him the fucking time of day. You wouldn't even look in his direction. But off of birth control, you have to jump his bone. That is nature's way of telling you guys are probably pretty compatible if he's into you. But if you block that and your level regulated hormones tell you, yeah, no, he looks like he's a gangster and I don't really want to fuck with guys like that. Well, okay. Then you're totally avoiding a natural way of attracting somebody or being attracted to somebody based on a synthetic pill that blocks the natural order of things. It is an interesting subject when you really break it down and decompile attraction versus what. Okay, let's say you wanted to control the population of the United States. And in the birth control, you can absolutely alter the person's body chemistry in such a way that they would be attracted to a certain type and not attracted to a certain type. Look, I'm one of these psychos that loves to be natural in every way, shape, or form. I don't take Advil. I don't take Tylenol unless I have an arm falling off. If I have allergies, I'd probably take a Benadryl, but I don't just have a little bit of a pain going on and then I just take a pill. I am natural in all senses of the word. And I really listen to my body. I listen to everything that's happening. I think you can actually develop a higher tolerance for certain things that others couldn't based on just dealing with this shit. So like allergies, I'll give you an example. My girlfriend has cats. And I go in there the first day to her new place and I am sneezing non-stop. Stop. And she's like, do you want a Benadryl? Do you want a Zyrtec? I go, no, I have to get used to it. Been over 50 times. Haven't sneezed since. Just deal with it. Get used to it. And, the body kind of adapts and you're good to go. Get snipped. No worries about being cuffed. Nah, that it is not 100%. Jared, yes, mine got cold-hearted. The next day she was a freak again. Wasn't worth it, and she's off of it. Alec, did she gain a little weight? Well, you got to understand. My little lady hovers from 104 to 108. So define a little weight. She hasn't been over 110 since I've met her. Alex, fellas in the chat, do you find the chemical balance is off when women are on the pill? I do. I don't find women as attractive on the pill. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're looking beautiful and you want to have sex with me and you generally know how to touch the junk, I'm in. But the natural attraction, like the natural sexual attraction that I have with women has been dramatically decreased since, I want to say 2010, 2015. Because I got single around 2011 and I was just finding these women that were insatiable. I couldn't keep my hands off of them. You know how difficult it was to find that again? After everyone is regulating their hormones and you really don't have a natural attraction. Look, I met women that on paper were phenomenal, but I just wasn't into them. And I'm like, I wonder if their chemical output being altered by their birth control was altering my attraction and perception of what I found them to be a viable mate. I love delving into that natural, because a lot of people say natural. Meanwhile, they're on birth control and all the craziest shit on the planet. The guy from Yuma says, any experience on the different types of birth control out there for women and how they affected them? I remember not on my side of things, right? I remember I was with an ex-girlfriend, not going to say who. And we were just, no, she was on birth control and I was doing my thing. And then she got off of birth control and was way more sexually, aroused all the time. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get a rubber. And she was like, oh, and then we tried it. She was so sad because it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. But I'm like, it's either that or, potentially get you pregnant. And that's when I started seeing the potential, I started looking out the door. I'm like, oh, she doesn't mind having a kid. This might have been planned. Oh no, got to get out of here. They can be crazier. That's exactly why I told my girl I don't want her to get on it. I don't want birth control running our relationship. But we both don't like using a rubber, so it's a hard situation. Hey, yo, good one. Well, you got to decide what to do, brother. I think if your pull-out game ain't strong, I don't care what you think. It's just not. You're 22, 23, 24. It's just, you think it is. But like the moment you feel a tingle, it's already too late. It's probably already too late. And if she's young, under 25, you sneeze at her and she gets pregnant. I have a very good understanding with my girlfriend that kids are never going to be a part of this equation. Literally never. And I have stated that all the time. Like we joke about it, but I go, if you ever get silly, we'll have that conversation. And she goes, why do you think I'm going to change my mind? And I say the same thing every time. I go, because every girl that I've dated in the age range of 28 to 32 gets baby rabies. They lose their fucking mind. They don't know what to do with themselves. They think they want a baby so bad. I remember a girl specifically that was such a match on Bumble that it was ridiculous. Not only was she a physical match, she was an intellectual match. She was a exactly what I could build on paper, right? I go, there it is. My search is over. And she would not want to date me because I absolutely said fuck no to having kids. Not just no, fuck no. And she goes, then we can't date. I go, okay, so if we have a whiteboard here and there's pros and cons, and let's say there's 100, and I have 99 pros and the one con is kids, you're willing to go out with a guy that has a 50-50 on that board, so as long as the pro is wants a family. Wouldn't you know it? She said yes. And I was mind blown. To this day, she's single. To this day, that woman is a single woman. Crazy shit. My ex told me once that she loved me more if she were to get on birth control. So, Vuzmo, I'm thinking what she's saying is the highs and lows, the peaks and valleys of her emotional state would be more steady if she was on birth control. And in turn, her emotions towards you would be more consistent. I don't think she can love you more on birth control. I think she can feel you more, right? She can feel you more. She can enjoy sex more without worrying about pregnancy generally. And then her mental state is stabler than when off of birth control. That's a red flag, Vuzmo. Exactly. I'll catch the replay. Yeah, I know. She left me later. Yeah, there you go, Vuzmo. Vuzmo says, what the hell did he say? Where was it? Vuzmo. He said something, and then he said, my ex told me once she'd love me more if she were to get on birth control. And he goes, yep, I know. She left me later. So I think it's interesting when you date older women, or when you're my age, women that are in their later 30s and or already have kids probably make amazing girlfriends, because kids are now not part of the equation. Now they have satisfied that need to have children. So, but there's a catch-22. Do you want to date a girl that had, look, I've never said I am opposed to dating a girl that has children if she treats me right, loves on me, prioritizes me, lets me lead, not lets me lead because that makes it look like she's in charge, but lets me do the natural things masculine men do. And I will gladly accept children. But if I had the option of being able to attract a woman that didn't have kids, then I would opt for that. But the problem with that is also a catch-22, because eventually they will want kids. So I always joke around with my girlfriend, like, we got a good 6 years before you lose your shit on kids. And she starts laughing, and I'm like, I'm watching closely. I'm watching closely. The moment you start looking at kids and start going, oh, that's when it starts. If you guys are in your early to mid 20s and you think you have it figured out and you're dating somebody and you think it's going all great, and all of a sudden she starts watching programs that have children in there constantly. My big red flag was Teen Mom. I would come home from work and homegirls watching Teen Mom. And I'm like, why are you watching that fucking trash ass show? Literally glorifying chicks that have kids very early in life. Their men dumped them and they love the chaos. These women love the chaos, just like watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever. So this girl started watching Teen Mom, Teen and Pregnant, 16 and Pregnant, Teen, what after the kids, Teen and Pregnant again. And I'm like, yeah, I started looking for the door. I'm like, I got to get out of here because this is not looking good. Vuzmo says, I'm 22. That was 2 years ago. I'm still learning from some of these psychos. No, you got to understand, Vuzmo. Women are not logical beings. We are. We have a steady state thought process. Our attraction to you ladies is the same on Monday than it is on Friday, than it is on Wednesday. Whereas with you, it is not. It's conditional based on what he said to you one day and based on your hormones that day. Like, well, I like him a lot today. I'm going to gobble his dick. And you're like, oh my God, guys, my wife gobbled my dick yesterday. It was crazy. And then a year and a half goes by before she does that again. And you're like, men are steady state all the time. Imagine, men, you're 18 years old. Remember when you were 18? Random raging hard-ons. Just random. You stand up, you got a boner that hurts for no reason. You try to piss, it goes everywhere. So imagine you have a raging hard-on and then 3 days later you're semi-depressed. And then raging hard-on again, a week later and then semi-depressed, or because your hormones are varying. That's women. That's literally women. Women can be crazy horny during and just before and during ovulation. Then they hate your fucking guts. Then they're in that whole week they're miserable because they're menstruating, and it just becomes an issue. And then they wonder why you're not ready when they're ready. And you go, because I don't know what I'm gonna look at today. I have no idea what I'm gonna look at today. Like, I don't know if you're still mad. Yesterday you sounded pissed off. Now you're literally wanting to lick my asshole. This is crazy. That bitch started watching Super Nanny. Have you ever had a woman that tried to change her type, that wants to change her type of birth control during a relationship? The girlfriend is thinking of switching from the pill to IUD or the shots, but is worried about the weight gain and sex drive. It will change. It will change. Every girlfriend I've had get off birth control gets hornier generally, but their mood swings a lot. When they're on birth control, they're steady state, but that does not necessarily mean it's a good thing. Again, they might treat you completely different on a different birth control. They might be hornier, they might be colder, they might be more variable, meaning it exacerbates the hormone swings depending on the type of birth control. I don't know the chemical makeup. I'm just going by experience in dating. And this is why I opted for older women in many of the years that I've dated. Again, my girlfriend and I are an anomaly. I would have never thought I'd been able to attract a 22 to 23-year-old, or that I could be attracted to someone that young based on their lack of experience and the way they speak. But my girlfriend just happens to be someone that gets it, is witty, pretty smart, different than the other younger girls that I met. And I'm like, I can do this. But generally, I wouldn't go for someone that age. In terms of relationship, generally, I would have gone for a woman later in her 30s or my age. And that generally would have brought on an understanding that I'm going to bust in you and no kids are happening. And that was highly attractive to me at the time. That's like me watching Cops all day after doing that. I want to be a cop. That's like me watching Cops all day after doing that. I want to be a cop. Correct. I think women that, okay, in my situation, I think the girl that I was with that watched Teen Mom all the time literally thought to herself, I could be a better mom than them. I could be a better mom than them. And I'm like, why would you even think that? Of course you could be a better mom than them. They're 16. They're young, dumb little girls that just, found out what their pussy does and they just happen to have gotten pregnant. Oops. Oh, I'm pregnant. Shit. Now I'm having this kid. 16 and pregnant. Let's make a show about it. And she saw that. She was, oh my God, she's making a classic mistake. I'm like, it's her kid. Let her do whatever the fuck. And I thought to myself, she thinks she could do a better job being a mom than those girls can. It's like watching, I'm trying to think of a show actually, is there a male show on the Learning Channel or anything like that the men act like complete fucking retards and you look at it and go, I can be better than that guy. Like, I see how dumb this guy is acting and I would never do that. I don't watch shows to look at an example of someone fucking up so that I can feel better about or be curious about, can I be better than this person? Like Street Outlaws. I would never watch Street Outlaws for that reason. My girl told me an IUD is the best way to go. I didn't ask the questions. Figured she knew more than I did about it. Jared Wells and gentlemen on the chat, do not take your woman's word for anything. Do your research. Again, when I'm in a relationship, I know their cycle. I remember there was a scare. We had a bit of a scare in my last relationship. She was 2 or 3 days late. And I go, how you feeling? She goes, good. Why? I'm like, you're 3 days late. And she was like, what? And that blew my mind. How do you not know you're fucking late? Like, how do you not pay attention to your cycle that your man has to tell you, by the way, you're late a couple days? And her shit was on point all the time. But then on the other side of the coin, you meet women that are like, busted me. I'm not going to get pregnant because I'm not ovulating during these weeks. Oh, by the way, if you get pregnant, ain't my shit. Okay. Boy, those women have that shit down they literally have like a calendar on their phone and they're like, You can bust in me here, 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 and here, not here. So come over around these 2 days. Okay. Wow. Awesome. After 22, it'll be over. This is Total Facts. Oh my God. Hey, Alex, off topic question for you. You say that if you could go back 22-year-old Alex, you join the military. Yep, I would. Would you sacrifice what you've learned from then to now for a different life? Okay, lick my Dixon. That's the guy who's asked the question. From the years of 22 to 32, I learned nothing. I did nothing. Nothing in my life in those years contributed to who I am now. Between the ages of 22 and 32, I wasted time. I wasted money. I tried to build race cars. I didn't gain that much knowledge during those years. I played baseball. I tried to work overtime at my job. I bought 2 houses during those years, and they were the biggest pieces of shit waste of money in my life. Imagine going to the military, learning skills. You can still fuck. Guys, when you're in the military, you get to travel the world and they pay you. And you can fuck chicks in Germany, Hawaii, fucking, I don't know, wherever they stay, Japan. You can go fucking. So you're not going to miss out on sex. So the Army or Marines or Navy or Air Force or whoever, Coast Guard, they pay you to travel the world and learn a bunch of skills. You're going to learn to work on boats. You're going to work on mechanical equipment. You're going to learn to load ordnance on helicopters. You're going to learn a bunch of stuff. And by the time you get out, if you play your cards right, you're going to get out at 28 or 30 years old with a huge chunk of change in the bank. If you played your cards right, you didn't waste it on dumb shit, and potentially a free education. I would have done it in a heartbeat. And I got nothing going on in my life up until the age of 36. That's when I started doing. So imagine if I was ahead of the game with an education and 30 years old, which I'm still a fucking baby at 30 years old. Come on. I know right now when you're 22, it seems like it's so far away. Bro, you fucking blink and you're 30. It's crazy how it works. IUD makes you want to blow up my wife and IUD makes them blow up. My wife got hers removed and lost 30 pounds. It made her gain. Rican 50 says, from my experience, birth control messes with women's hormones and emotions. I found that they're more in their feminine energy and more positive off of birth control. Every girlfriend I've had has been a more feminine woman off of birth control than on birth control. At the end of the day, I'd rather take the non-taking fen. Women be trifling. Anthony says, Excel spreadsheet. Thank you. An Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, bro, that was the best. That's the best. Why was she late? Sancho Plumbing? That's what I wanted to know. Because I wasn't busting in it. I wasn't trifling. I wasn't doing all this shit. And you know, if my ex would have gotten pregnant, I would have been like, yeah, we're taking a paternity test, bro. We're taking a paternity test because I don't trust your ass. Plain and simple. Luckily, it ended shortly thereafter. Vic, vasectomies aren't 100%. Love you. And I am not going to allow a doctor to mess with my nuts. And with my luck and complications, I'll have no dick, no balls, and all of a sudden I got to take pills to regulate my testosterone for the rest of my life. So I might be jacked as fuck, but I have no dick. Might as well fucking shoot. No, I can't say those words because YouTube really gets up. I might as well disappear myself. Ah, yes, the water Latinas. Women join the army. You get adventures and travel. Right. Women, you want to travel the world? You want to see things you've never seen before? You want to do amazing things and see different... Join the fucking army. Go ahead, join the army. Let's see how you like that shit. Look, I know plenty of young men that are in the military or left the military. Some played their cards right. Some did not play their cards right. And some of them came out with a GI Bill. They got their college paid for. But the problem is this. You got to have a plan. If you go into the military, you generally can get work in the field that you want to be in as a civilian once you get out of the military, if everything goes well. Most guys go in there and they work on ordnance. They work on shit that nothing like that is available in the private sector. So they are forced to stay in there and re-up for another 8 years. Like, how many times have you seen a guy that's been in the Army 20 years plus come out and have nothing? And I'm like, you didn't plan it right. So you go in there, you get your money, you travel, you learn some skills. Hopefully you pick skills that will help you in the long run. And when you get out of the service, you could be 30 or 32 years old with a big chunk with your education paid for. And if you don't do something with that, I think you failed yourself. In my opinion, you failed yourself. Ken McAllister says, joining the Army was the best decision of my life. You can fly in the Army without a degree. It's called high school to flight school. I will give you a quick story. John Lund Sr. went to the Army, got into flight school, became a medevac helicopter pilot. After that, he flew privately for some super high-end people. And he did very well for himself. And I'm super happy that he took what the Army gave him, parlayed it into a job that was paying him the dumb money. And he saved up, and he came from dirt. He came from nothing. He was out of Oklahoma and then Indiana, and he was but he made that Army stint work for him so well. And then while he was flying private, he was like, let me do this side hustle with tuning, because he was very good with technology. Got into tuning Cobras, Lightnings, taught his son, bada bing, bada boom. Crazy company. Good shit. Ligma Dixon says, I heard that vasectomies cause issues long-term for guys, like a clogged pipe kind of deal. I imagine, again, we're talking about natural and nature, okay? Imagine you want to hear something funny? Men give off their own scent and stuff. So I think women can pick up women's senses of smell. Guys, women's senses of smell changes whether they're on birth control or not on birth control. So I'll give you an example. When I first started talking to my current girlfriend, I hugged her for the first time. And she goes, oh my God, you smell so good. And I was like, I worn this shirt I went to the gym. I worked a full day, farting and sending flex tunes and sweating and then running to walking Tony and this and this and that. And then all of a sudden she goes, you smell so good. She liked the natural scent that I had. When she got on a certain birth control, it changed. She actually went, oh my God, you have a even stronger, more attractive scent than when I was on birth control. And it drives her nuts. She absolutely loves it. It's actually pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty awesome the way she reacts to me, my scent, the essence of me. And I'd rather that than the girl that's on birth control and saying, you smell good. Intel and cyber are the best. Field, says Mugga 5.0. Flew medvac in the Army and fly civilian medvac. Now, good for you. Good for you. You flew medvac in the Army. Now you fly civilian medvac. And eventually you might be able to work for one of these companies that have their own fleet of helicopters, like a Pfizer, like a like a bank that has a fleet of helicopters to fly their executives from here, there, and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And if you do that for 20 years, you got $2 million in the bank and you got just a heavy cash reserve. Bro, badass shit. And you're 50. I'm 45. Do you think maybe don't answer this, but a lot of you might go, okay, he doesn't look old. Maybe he got a little, salt and pepper, but I don't act like an old guy. I don't act like some fuddy-duddy. I'm definitely with it. So imagine I was doing nothing but flying motherfuckers 15 years from 30 to 45. You don't think if I was some medvac dude or if I got my degree from the Army or any other armed services field and had it work for me, that by this age or 50 years old, I wasn't fucking rolling in dough? Stop it. Fucking everything? Stop it. Stop it. The only reason, says Coyote Austin, I did not join the military is because I had a pretty good thing going with my career and job. Learning everything about being an auto tech. I have a bunch of older guys teaching me. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying it's if you are lost and you're undecided, bro, joining the military might be the best bet. 6 figures, week on, week off. Bro, this dude works a week, then is off a week, and he brings home 6 figures. That is life. That is life. He works 30 weeks a year. 30! And makes 6 figures. That's a winner. And that's what a proper military career can do for you if you have it work for you. Any flying career in the Air Force is as spoiled as you can get from the military. There's days where I still think about joining, mainly just to get away from the life I live in Ohio. I wouldn't do that. Okay, yeah, maybe. Let's talk about that. Do you see at Jared Wells? Is there a path for success in Ohio? Is there a lot of high-end money there? Is there a lot of industry there? Is there a lot of money there? Is there a lot of opportunity there? Is it favorable year-round to make a lot of money in Ohio? I guarantee the answers are probably not. So you're going to have to decide what to do. You either make it somewhere else or look into the military. But I'm not going to ever tell you to join the military because, I think you're a grown-ass man. You should be able to make your own decisions. But sometimes some guys in their early 20s that are wasting their life. Look, if your day consists of this, gentlemen, and I'm coming at you from real talk, Uncle Alex type shit. If you wake up in the morning and you buy dip or chew and a Mountain Dew and you go to work for 8 hours, then you come home and you spark up a whatever fucking joint or fucking, they don't do blunts anymore, but whatever the fuck they do. Weed, a vape pen, a gummy, a pot gummy, any mind-altering, mood-altering supplement. Bro, get the fuck in the military now. Because you're a loser-ass motherfucker. Love ya. You are doing nothing. You're not contributing shit to society. And more importantly, you are letting yourself down. Because if you just wake up and go through the motions in your early fucking 20s, your most productive years, I'm telling you, get in the military if you got nothing going on. You work 8 hours a day. Now, if you live in Miami, Palm Beach, Texas, and certain areas in the West where you can find stupid work if you bust your ass and kill it or become an electrician or a millwright, I got no problem with that. If you wake up every day and you got to go to a site and you got your hard hat, you're learning a skill and a trade, that's awesome. I think that's great. And I think you could end up in a good spot after some years. But if you don't and you got a menial shit-ass job and you smoke fucking weed, at the end of the day, you might as well just fucking join the fucking military, bro. Alex smelling like a domo. Damn it, kind of sounds like no birth control is the way to go. How many hours per week, though? Coyote Austin says, I feel that, yeah, that's how I look at it. I'm grinding, and that's what matters the most to me. Jared Wells says, I'm in my career field. In my career field, no. Winters are slow, waiting for customers usually. Been thinking about going to the airport and work and go back to the dealership life. But man, I hated it. Pay wasn't always good. Alex, what about just caffeine? What's he talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. You need to expand on that. What about just caffeine? Can you be a little more elaborate of what you're talking about? Go to school while you're in the military. Don't just drink in the barracks. Thank you, Witt SVT. Bryson Witt was in the military. And if you go in the military and do your military job and then you go just pound some brews with your boys and jerk off in a circle, bro, you're wasting your own fucking life. You have to take advantage of what the military gives you. Take everything. You're not wasting your 20s. You're setting yourself up for your 30s. There's no such thing as wasting your 20s. You know what wasting your 20s is? Going to the beach, hanging out with your boys, smoking weed. That's wasting your 20s. Hanging out with your boys, smoking weed, doing side-by-side dumb shit. That's a waste of your 20s. Instead of that, you can just be setting yourself up for the future. All right, let's get after it. Yeah, let's talk to Vicky, huh? Oh, yeah. I'm not that excited. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's definitely not good. You're okay, Vicky. You're not that special, but I'd give it to you in the bunghole if you have the pheromones kicking in without birth control. Oh, fuck, I can't open this. I want to make it a little bigger. Yeah, Vicky, yeah. Come on, Vicky. Oh, fuck it. We're just staying like that. All right, Vicky. Whoa! Okay. Oh, my Lord. She's got the 50-50 tooth to gum ratio. The military is a great stepping stone for many, but you have to be hungry to want to progress. The guys who get complacent don't succeed, says infamous S550. Diego A says, instead of alcohol and other dumb drugs, vagrant loafer. 68 A, biomedical engineer here, Army, 150,000. Now look at Nathalie's tail. Vamos, that's it. Let's go. We don't need anything else. We can just let's go. Pull on that hair. Fuck no. Let's go, man. Brendan Rose, 40 years old. Freaking flyer. Want to be ski bum. Trying to master the art of homemade pasta. Any tips? Go to fucking Olive Garden. Shut up. Suck on the bitch. You should learn how to be slobbing on the knob. Slob on my knob. Slob on my knob. Slob on my cat. Shut the fuck up, slob on my cat, stupid bitch. Slob on my knob. And then we're going to do videos. There we go. We got to get that slob coming at you. A little slob on my knob. Like corn on the cob. Check in with me and do your job. Oh, just slob on that knob and shut the fuck up. Get out of here, stupid. Christy, 40 years old. Got good lips. I hope they're not injected. I hate them injected lips. She looks good. It's just women with glasses tend to look better with glasses than without glasses. You ever seen a woman without sunglasses and it looks like she's got beady little eyes like Chucky? And you're like, nah, I'm good. Damn. Okay, at least you know this ass is real because them fucking elbows be covered in the fat. Do you know what I'm saying? Gabby's got to go. Damn, this is a really poor crop. This is a terrible crop. Let's keep it young and in Miami. Wow, this is a terrible crop. Oh my Lord, what the fuck did I do? Where am I swiping? Where am I swiping? Is this here? West Palm Beach? Yeah, oh my God. Okay, what is happening? What the fuck is happening? It's almost like I went... Am I sure I'm not in Louisiana? What the fuck's happening? Fuck me. Charlie, yeah, there we go. 37, hot yoga teacher, Basalt, Colorado. Oh, whoa. Yeah, whoa. Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. You got kids? Not sure yet. I don't know what's going on. He's a little... Tom Kidd, 25 years old. My ass, 25 years old 10 years ago. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't 25. The fuck out of here. Juliet, 23 years old. Let's get that baseline. Smelled like a mush. Shouldn't had a whoosh. Told her to stop and take a douche. Stop and take a douche. Fuck yeah, take a douche. Juliet, 23. Good looking girl. Let's go. Allison, 30. I love the name Allison. It's hot. Native Floridian, single mom flight attendant. Poor kid, right? Poor kid. Could you imagine? Your mom is a flight attendant and she lands in Atlanta and gets dick down in Atlanta, twist up and sucking down that Atlanta dick. Right? She go like this, and then she flies to Washington State, twist up and down, and she does this. The head at the same time. Then she lands in Houston, Texas, and there's a layover, and she does this. At the same time. And then she goes, I'm going to go to Boston for 4 days, son. Twist up and stay down with mommy. And suck the head at the same time. Bro, poor kid. Poor kid. Mom sucks dicks everywhere. Let's go. Brittany, 37 years old. Audentes fortuna. Wow. What the fuck did she say? I don't know. I think she just swore in like Ukrainian. Like suka. Jackie, 35 years old. Good vibes only. Not looking to entertain. Red flags. Okay, so a red flag for me would be the oh boy, she has that generic every bitch look. Every bitch got the dark eyebrows, dark hair, like the Kardashian look is not good. I don't know, that shit's over. Get out of here. Everyone's got that picture. Oh my god, what am I doing? What's that, a pen? Oh, it's my vape pen. You know, it's I got a card for that vape pen because I got paranoid schizophrenia. Why you at the club, stupid? Riz, 36 years old, the Riz. Huge fan of skipping the small talk. Oh, you want this bitch all right away? My day was great, and yes, I had a fun weekend. What do you really want to know? What I really want to know is, Riz, are you gonna take a douche? If it smells like mush and shouldn't have a whoosh, I told her to stop and then take a douche. That's what I want to know, stupid. Oh, she's hot. Bro, I love that. Oh, she's thick and white. Let's do it. Shelly, 36 years old. I enjoy working out, being outdoors, bourbon and wine. That's a weird mix, right? Like bourbon and wine. You're fucking weird. Traveling and hanging out with my two pups.
You're gonna twist up and down.
Yeah, that's what you like to travel. Oh, why don't you travel over here and suck on that? Oh my God. Hey, make sure you take a douche because I want to make sure that Toto la pesta mierda. Take a douche.
Now, ladies, remember.
This show's retarded, right? Like, I'm retarded. Margaret. Alex, what would you do if your boss, who's also your friend, always disrespects you, says disrespect in front of your girl, goes deeper than that, but getting fed up with it? Check that motherfucker. Hey, I know, Jared, you're not an imposing figure. You're a skinny, young kid with glasses, right? So you're like, this is what you do. You grab your 1911, right? You stuff that shit in your fucking waist, right? And you walk the dude over somewhere, and you're like, hey, pendejo, the next time I hear you disrespecting me in front of my girl, I'm going to make you meet my little friend. Because this just got to stop. Because that's the only way these motherfuckers the only way motherfuckers back down is when you check them like a G. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would just check them, but I'm more of a physical guy that way. Mel's 37 years old. Dating is like grocery shopping if you know what you should be looking for, but all the bets are off when you see something delicious and unhealthy for you. Casually looking for something serious. Boy, you're good. You're good looking. Yeah, you can get some of this debt. I mean, no, because I got a girlfriend, whatever. Annie, she's a thought. Got a stupid tattoo on her neck. You're a dumbass. Good job, stupid. Probably voted for Biden. Sue, 32 years old, 5'9", without heels. Like that fucking matters. Spontaneous, turning dream to reality. Hardworking, passionate about life. Active and adventurous. Seeking someone with mutual interest. And a non-negotiable is height. Wow, what a dumbass. The guy could be nice. The guy could be a big earner. The guy could be respectful. He can have the biggest hog on the planet. And you're like, nah, bro, you ain't 6'2". Cammy's got to go, man, there's a fat chicks here, bro. Anais, that's a guy. Es un hombre, ¿verdad? That's a dude, right? That's a dude. Let me see. I'm sorry. If I can't tell if you're a dude or not, you're a dude. This is probably a dude, but that's a hot dude. Sati, 36. Yeah, I don't care if it's a dude. You know what, guys? I don't give a fuck if that's a dude. I'm going to tell that bussy gonna get busted. Katya, 36 years. Oh, fuck. This is great. Katya, 36 years old. Yeah, it's got a stupid pug, and you look pretty good. Not bad. Nothing wrong with that. Can I pull on that hair? Probably not. Veronica with a K. 5'7", good looking, good build, good body, long legs. We're in. Easy. Let's go. Demi got a really stupid tattoo. Girls like this are insane in bed, and right after you're done fucking them, they spark up a doob, and then you're like, yeah, get the fuck out of my house. But god damn it, they slop on that knob like it's doing their... I'm telling you, shit doesn't stop. Take a douche. I hope out of more than anything, you guys laugh once in a while with this show. It's a good time. Vera, 31 years old, loading. Miami trip have been loading. Miami trip have been travel scrub nurse. Oh, so she is doing nurse shit in Miami, trying to land her a Dominican fat dick having motherfucker. The fuck? Oh, this is a fake ass. This is a little fake ass. Holy shit, that's the first time I've ever seen a little fake ass. Alice, 32, looking for someone who's family oriented, aka I want kids. I'm 32. I'm ready to have kids, and if you're not, fuck off. That's basically what she's saying. Let's end it with Veronica. Victoria, 34, prefer real meeting than chat here for hours. Hey, come over to my house, and then but you gotta make sure told her to stop and take a douche. Okay. I think I do this show primarily so that I can laugh when I listen back to it at the gym. I've been at the gym on the treadmill. Like, what I do is I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go to the gym and I listen to the show just for, to see if I'm on the right track and if, I'm making funny statements and blah, 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 blah. And I am laughing my ass off on the treadmill from the really stupid shit I say, especially on the dating channel. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for everyone that contributed to the show today. Remember, guys, women will treat you differently on birth control than off birth control. I think natural is the best way to go, but sometimes they just want to make sure they're regular, they're even keel, one personality for the whole month as opposed to 17 during the month, and then a week of bleeding and not dying. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back on Thursday. I bought a vehicle. I bought an SUV. I might put a video on the other channel kind of showing you that. It's a tow pig. I already towed my Notch 2 Thunder Autosports in it, and god damn it, it did phenomenally. I love how this vehicle tows. And I'll put up a poll on the other channel, seeing who could guess what vehicle I got, and I'll make a video showing you the vehicle, the new tow pig. And I think mods are something that can happen, but I don't think will happen for a very long time because I need it to just be stone cold reliable daily driver. And goddamn it, I am so happy with this vehicle so far. Have a good rest of your night and Wednesday, but most of you will see me back here Thursday because we do 8 o'clock YDBT Daily and a 9 o'clock dating channel. I will be at Lund Racing HQ Thursday and Friday. Got to drop off the Turbo 400. And I'm gonna work out of there and then work there at Friday. So you'll see me probably at Casa de Lund on both channels on Thursday. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'll see you guys Thursday.